What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. If you've been following my videos, you already know that I've been chasing this weird power steering pump noise in the Landcruiser. In my last video, I changed out the power steering pump to a brand new OEM Toyota one, and unfortunately it did not fix the noise. So this video, I'm gonna change out the next best thing, the cheapest thing actually, which is the bearing for the tensioner pulley. Now, it's not the whole pulley itself. It's not the pulley with the tensioner assembly. It's just the bearing. You can actually get that off of Amazon by itself, and it's pretty easy to press out and swap in. I'll have a link in the description down below, so make sure you go check that out. But before we get started, I want to let you guys know that there's important information about this fix at the end of the video, so make sure you watch all the way till the end. Now let's get started. This is the bearing that I purchased. This is the one that I need according to the internet, so we'll see how correct the internet is. It's made by NSK. It's a Japanese company. Their bearings are of superior quality, and the part number, I don't know if you can see that, it is 6203ZZ, and if just in case you can't see it, I'll definitely put it down in the description down below. See what it looks like. And it's just a bearing. So this is the one that's supposed to go on the tensioner pulley. So this is the one that was replaceable. The idler pulley was not. So we actually have to get the idler pulley with the whole idler pulley, the one with the bearing in it. This one we can just change the bearing. Here is the engine bay. And just like when I replaced the power steering pump, I will need to get to this area right here. So your best bet is to take off this guy and take off the engine cover, and so that way we have easier access. The engine cover is only 10 millimeters. There's 4 of them, 2 nuts, 2 bolts. Let me take those out real quick. So now, in order to take the top of the airbox off, you have to remove these 4 little clips right here. 1, 2, the back here somewhere, 1 to the side. Take off your map sensor. Use both hands in a little bit. You got to take out this little clamp. It's 10 millimeter, and then there is 2 little 10 millimeters that you need to take out. There's one back here. See that right there? And then there's one right there. So let me take these guys out. And you also have to take off the vacuum hoses. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are just kind of like, you know, clamps that you can take off with your hand. No big deal. Let's wiggle them out. Be careful. There we go. And then now this whole thing will lift up. So now you can see really clearly, this is the idler pulley. This is the one that I couldn't find a replacement bearing for, so I'm probably gonna have to replace it with the whole pulley. I don't have it yet. But the tensioner pulley is this guy down here. See that? This one is a left-hand thread, so not righty-tighty, lefty-tighty. So what you do is you put a 14 mil, either 14 or 12, on this guy, pull it this way, and then it'll loosen the serpentine belt. Take it out, and then we'll be able to get to this guy. So let me go ahead and do that. So definitely a 14 millimeter wrench. What you want to do, a cool trick, is have your wrench a little bit more to the left side. It's not going to go that far. This is as far as it goes. It's going to rub against the hose a little bit, and you'll be able to get the belt off. But the issue is, once the belt comes off, your wrench is going to hit up against the fan clutch, and you won't be able to remove it. So you want to start it off a little bit more to the left than anything. Now, I'm just going to loosen this bolt to get the pulley out. Remember, righty-loosey on this one. It's opposite. And there we go. That's the bolt all the way out. So it has the bolt and it has the dust shield. And if you check it out,
You can see, I don't know if you can see that, but the threads are opposite. So that's why you have to turn it clockwise to loosen it. Now as far as the bearing goes, can you guys hear that? That's the noise. It's a little rough, I guess, from like taking in a lot of dirt or water or whatever, but that's the noise that's driving me nuts. It's not supposed to make any noise at all. Actually, it's a really good idea if I change the idler pulley right now, but I don't have the part. I already ordered it through Toyota, so I should be getting that in a little bit. It's not too hard to take back apart, so let me try to push this guy out and then we'll put the new bearing in. Okay, so this is the old bearing with the pulley. It's still in here. I haven't taken it out yet. Let me see if I can get the microphone to get this sound. You hear that? That's the noise that I've been hearing this whole time. This bearing is starting to go bad. So good thing we're replacing it right now. This is the what is this? The new bearing. Let's see if the internet got it right. Looks about right. You'll have to push it out from the back, and then we'll push it back in from the front. So this looks about right. Let's try to push it in. So it'd be really ideal if I had a press right about now, but I don't. So what I'm going to do is I got a 24 mil socket. It fits almost right, almost the full amount of the bearing, and a piece of wood underneath. That's the front side. So that way when I hammer it, it won't damage the front of the pulley because we're reusing this pulley. So and also my hammer. Let's see if this works. I'm going to use this guy instead. This is an actual, it's a deeper socket, plus it's an impact socket, so it's a little bit more beefier than the other one. Well, it's coming out. It's getting there. Almost all the way out. I think that's already touching the wood, so let's see if I can get another piece of wood out here. So I put the bearing in the center where it can fall out. 2 pieces of wood on the side. Should come out pretty easily now. There we go. Ta-da, old bearing. Well, now it's really messed up because I've been hammering on it. It won't even spin nice anymore. Oh, it spins a little bit. But as you can see, no damage was done to the face of the pulley. We can definitely reuse this guy. So what I'm going to do next is just clean up the inside of this pulley where the bearing is going to sit. That way we can get it ready for the new bearing. So before I pop this new one in, I just wanted to show you the size of the new one and the old one. So as far as diameter goes, both inner and outer seem to be spot on, and the width itself is right there. So yeah, the internet was right. Now that the pulley's nice and clean, the bearing's ready to go. Look how nice and smooth this one spins. There's no noise at all. There's no like little notches or anything. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a little bit of just whatever grease in there, so that way the bearing will slide in a little bit easier. Not too much. You just want a little bit to coat the surface. You know, if this dries up later, oh well, it doesn't really matter. It's just to get the bearing in. So that's that, and then I'm gonna put a little bit on the bearing itself too. Doesn't have to be on the face of the bearing, it's just on the outer, I guess like the casing, I guess. So it doesn't look like there's any specific way to put these guys in. They're sealed on both sides, so I guess either way is okay. Okay, now we got the bearing pretty square in there. We've got a little bit of grease around the outside. I found this 27 mil impact socket, which fits almost all the way around the outside. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly tap it in, making sure that both sides are balanced. So I'm going to use the side of my hammer and just gently tap it in. Just make sure it's going in even. Looks pretty even. Still going in good. I think we're a little bit more. Oop, just slid in. Slid in a bunch. See right there? Okay. A little bit more and we're there. So make sure you don't over hammer these guys. You just kind of want to lightly tap them and they slide in. Almost. That's almost it right there. A little bit more maybe. Yeah. I think that's sitting pretty flush. You want to make sure that's flush against the pulley lip right there. I'll just tap it lightly a little bit more just to be sure. Yeah, I don't feel it going down anymore. So that is it. And as you can tell, this one's still nice and smooth. It doesn't make any noise because it's brand new. And I didn't bend it by hammering it in with a hammer. Make sure you use the wood on the bottom. That absorbs some of the impact. So I think we're good to go. Just want to do a real quick sound comparison. Nothing. So now all we're gonna do is the reverse process and put this guy back in. So you've got the pulley with the new bearing in it, the washer to keep the dust out, and you've got the reverse thread bolt. Put it in like that. So when it's tightened, you won't be able to tighten anymore because why? It's a tensioner pulley. It'll just move the whole pulley. So that should be good. And then after that, what you want to do is put tensioner on the pulley and put your belt back on. And ideally, you don't want to, you shouldn't have to remove your belt completely. It should be kind of still right here. But just in case you did remove the belt completely, you've got a diagram right here on the top of the hood. So the belt is all installed again. Now, before you start the car, you want to make sure that the belt is in the grooves of the pulleys. So just kind of run your fingers around, touch every single pulley, make sure the belt is seated dead center. There. Here. And you'll know because it'll be like nice and tight and snug. It won't be flopping around or anything. So that's all installed. Now I'm going to put the intake pipe back in, plug in the map sensor, and we can give it a shot. So now, moment of truth. Ooh. Still makes a little bit of noise, but I think that's legitimately the power steering.
You know how I told you guys that the sound was gone? Clearly in the video it was not, and I was being wishful thinking, I guess, saying that the noise isn't there anymore, but it is, and you can hear it. It's still there. So I know a lot of you guys told me it's the alternator, and I'm gonna try that, but the alternator is a little bit on the expensive side. So let me think of other possible things that it could be, change them out first. Hopefully it's it, but if not, I'll get to the alternator last. And it's actually okay because all these parts on this car, on this Landcruiser, is 200,000 miles old. Like every part I take out is the original part that the car came with. So changing it out right now at 200K is not even a bad idea, not even a waste of money. So yeah. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.